today. What can you tell us about it?
So it is a really sophisticated note, Brianna. It is, honestly, I had to get somebody to help translate it for me. It involves a demand for crypto, not Bitcoin, a different type of crypto. Authorities have asked us not to be more specific about that, but they make very specific demands. The amount they're asking for in this different type of currency is roughly the same as the amount in the first ransom note, $6 million, the equivalent of $6 million. And they graphically describe the consequences if they're not paid.
When you say sophisticated, do you mean because of the type of crypto, or is it something else?
No, it's not just, no, it's the manner in which they're asking for the money and how it works in terms of getting, I've talked to the FBI today, and I'm not allowed to be specific about this, and not allowed to be, I mean, we're cooperating. But the way it works is that the money will automatically go into this account if certain things happen. And it actually involves the media too, in terms of what the media puts out. But it's a very sophisticated way of doing it,
process,
where one thing triggers another. It's beyond my level of knowledge, but so I have some people in the office.
The sophistication is in the process, it sounds like, that is spelled out in there. And then, so this language, this tone of this note, is it similar or is it different from previous notes that you've received?
It is a little more graphic and chilling than the previous one. The previous one was also pretty chilling, but the way this is described, it's more so.
Is there anything in this new note that demonstrates the person who sent it is following developments in this case?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's very clear that whoever's sending all of these notes to us, both the ransom notes and the people asking for the reward, they hear what's going on, they read what's going on. I think that's pretty clear. And this person specifically addresses media coverage.
Is there anything in the note that provides proof of life or demonstrates inside knowledge?
By inference, they do. They don't say it directly, but by inference they do, in terms of consequences.
And you reported today, you said, quote, based on what we know, this is not a hollow promise. I mean, what makes you say that? Are you saying that you believe this to be genuine?
Oh, no, we don't know that this is real or not. We have forwarded it on to the FBI. I will tell you this, you know, I spoke to somebody in the FBI today, and they are more than happy for me to say this, which is that if these are hoaxes to get money from the Guthries, this is a federal crime. They will be prosecuted, and they will, as it was put to me, they will be spending a long, long time in a federal prison. So they are not playing games with this.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. You've been highlighting that if people are exploiting the Guthries, that is something that is not going to be tolerated. They're in the middle of hell with what they're going through right now, and that is, they do not deserve that. What's the FBI telling you about this note?
Well, they're looking into it. They're looking into this. They're definitely looking into the first one. They have spent a lot of time on that first note. And, you know, look, what I'm told, the way it was put to me today was they're shaking the trees. They are just going everywhere they can. You know, the gun shops that they went to the other day, or last week rather, seeing if there was anybody that they recognized from a list of names, that came up dry. They didn't get anything. So they don't have a clear lead on anyone right now. It's pretty clear to me, but they are going in all sorts of directions. You talked about, you know, going after, you know, Walmart, looking at, you know, what somebody possibly purchased. They're looking in Mexico. We know they've done that. They are really just, they're chasing down every lead they can. They're getting a lot of them, and then they have to, you know, make a decision. Is this worth, you know, going down a rabbit hole, or not. And they're getting so many that they only have limited number of people there. So they're picking and choosing. But I will say that first ransom note has really captured their ongoing attention.
So you mentioned Mexico, and you're reporting that the FBI reached out to authorities in Mexico. Tell us what you're learning there, and do you get the sense from your reporting that this is a real suspicion, or is this just a consideration based on how close Tucson is to the border?
I think the latter. I think you're right. It's a consideration. They have been in touch with federal authorities in Mexico, asking them to tell police departments, local police departments, to be on the lookout for Nancy or the kidnapper. They don't think that the kidnapper took her directly to Mexico. They've looked at Border Patrol cameras, and they just don't believe, based on what they saw, that if she went to Mexico, it was done immediately. Now, they do say that if a day or two or three later, it's possible that they could slip across the border, but that's a theory. So you're right. This is a consideration. It's not necessarily a lead.
Harvey, thank you so much for joining us. We do appreciate it.